You're ready to go. Outstand is your foe. Give your all or you'll fall. Now let's begin the show. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 3 of the Blue Moon Tournament. This is Mercury Wings here, and we have a match between Mars on the left side and Ryuzekia on the right. So let's go ahead and get into it. So far, we are seeing a bug setup from Mars. You can see that from the blinking. There we go, that blinking motion window there. And you can also see it from the bug fix that is on his Navi custom, that is on his custom screen, that he probably wouldn't have unless he were running a bug setup. Now, one of the things you're starting to see is players running bug setups, not just for the bugs themselves, but also just for the sake of getting everything they want onto their Navi customizers. So 1200 HP bug. It'll be interesting to see what exactly Mars has on his Navi custom that's so important that he decided to go with that. Ryuzekia going into Dust Cross and showing Falzar. And it looks like we got panel grabs. Panel grabs. Now, one thing about panel grab is not, and I repeat, not a strictly inferior area grab. There are several things panel grab can do that the area grab can't. For example, if you were to use an area grab here, it would only take these panels right here. However, if he goes center stage, uses the panel grab, he can actually reach all the way back here, which actually makes panel grab better than area grab for sticking objects in the back row. Also, slightly minor thing that's good for is if your opponent fires off grab revenge and you grab to the back of the enemy area with panel grabs, you only take a few hits, whereas if you've done it with area grabs, you're going to take a whole bunch. One of the other things panel grabs are good for is with coming road ships. You can actually, well, let me wait for the custom screen to go down and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So if you were to see a coming road ship here or here, and the opponent was on that coming road, the opponent would be getting pulled into this little cubby hole and unable to move. So there are a lot of places where panel grabs are useful. And let's get back to the action here. We got Ryuzekia's anti-Navi taking Mars' Killer Man and most likely putting it into Dust Cross. Looks like Ryuzekia is not taking any chances on the timing, just waiting for Killer Man to fire straight. Because what you'll see with the Killer Man, the Astro-coded regular version, is if you don't press A to aim it, it will automatically aim straight ahead if you're in the middle row. I believe if you're in the top row, it'll aim down, and it'll aim straight ahead if you're in the bottom row as well. Because what it does, I believe, is it literally counts the number of times the cursor changes direction, and then fires off at the end of it. That's if you don't press it. So right now I've got Ryuzekia solidly ahead. Mars looking to get back into this with his Giga Chip. But he has several choices. He can go with the Barrier and R for protection. He can go with the Giga Chip to try to end it here, or he can go with the recovery to get back some health. So you want to see what he does. He appears to be going for the Giga Chip option. He's going to use the area grab to pop that anti-damage from Ryuzekia. He's going to stagger his invis with the invincibility he's getting from that trumpet he dropped. Wind Rack is connected, and he did not throw anything to beat earlier this match, so he's going to donate base to the Feed a Beat Foundation. Unfortunate for Mars. And to make matters worse, there is a life bar from Ryuzekia, and Ryu looks to be sitting in a pretty good place. Bug Thunder revealing that Mars is indeed Falzar, and he does have access to Tank Cross to get rid of that life bar. He chooses to go with the Wind Rack instead, and Ryu is going to wipe out that trumpet with Judge Man. The Wind Rack goes off to take out the life bar, 2 recoveries come up, and suddenly Mars is ahead in HP. Do not underestimate those recoveries. Another thing not to be underestimated is Proto Man SP. 290 damage, almost 300, but not quite 300, in a way that doesn't trigger anger mode when you use it on normal Mega Man. Proto Man SP is a very powerful chip and one of the pools into the powerful B code. So now we are finding out exactly what it is that Mars wanted on his Navi customizer that was worth being bugged. That Meteor Knuckle is his second Giga Chip, so he must have Giga Folder on his Navi customizer. Nope. No, that Meteor Knuckle is his third Giga Chip because Bug Thunder is a Giga as well. So he has 2 Giga Folders on his Navi customizer. That's what has him playing 1200 HP Bug. So Mars is packing a whole lot of punch, no pun intended, in this folder, having 3 Giga Chips. I do not think I have seen this before. And there is the Meteor Knuckle. That will bring Ryuzekia down to 50 health, and with Falzar users tending not to run air shoes on their Navi customizers because they have Falzar Beast, because they have Tank Cross, Ryuzekia is going to be stuck there with 50 HP for the rest of his turn, and this is quite dangerous. But Ryu does manage to survive. We would at this point probably expect to see him grab air shoes in one form or the other, but it's possible that Ryu may have other plans. He may have plans to just go for the kill. He may have plans to stay in this cross and use some defense to keep that 50 HP. He may have some recovery up his sleeve. This is going to be a grab banish. He was looking to get back the area and his mobility, but that is going to be countered by that barrier 200. And Mars is going to fire off a full cust, and now you've got both players mashing it as hard as they can to get all their chips, used in time. 3 chips left from Mars. He's going with the life bar here. it looks like. With 40 HP left for Ryu, it looks like the fact that Mars has 3 chips left won't be a major issue. Also, do keep in mind that even with the trap and even with the 500 HP, sorry, that was terrible. Mars is not. Sorry for the warning. Mars is not safe even in this position. The life bar does indeed contribute to his safety by a good bit. Ryuzekia dancing around the tomahawk axe swing. Now we have Mars opting to switch his Buster over to Bug Thunder. Got Ryuzekia going Tengu to give her that life bar. Does successfully pull off the fan. And now we have to see what Ryu is going to do. There's a Meteor Knuckle. And that's going to leave Mars with 195 HP. Ryu down to 1 HP. And with him still being in Beast Out, that is an indicator that he does not have access to Beast Over, which I would imagine he would be using if he had access to it. But you see him in Bowser, you see him in Bowser form, so that means he cannot go Beast Over this turn, because he still has a turn left in his Beast Out. And that proves to be deadly as Mars takes him out with a Buster Shot and goes up 1 game to nothing. Game 2 starting with both players in Bowser, and particularly with Mars digging for a bug fix. We're probably going to see a Dust Cross race here. What I mean by Dust Cross race is you're going to see both players going to Dust Cross, and the first player to hit their back B is going to get control of those 2 cubes that are on the field and be able to shoot those off as weapons. And while you think this may be a minor thing, getting 200 free damage without the use of a chip, it is a pretty potent goon. So you also see players try to get a step ahead of the Dust Cross race by leading with chips, with cursor chips such as Killer Man, Machine Gun, to immediately punch the opponent for that predicted Dust Cross. Here's the Dust Cross race, and the Dust Cross race is going to go to Mars. He's got an air grab from Mars, countered with a trap from Ryuzekia. And then there's a trap used slightly after the fact by Mars, and unfortunately for Mars, countered with the grab banish instead of the other way around. Mars' color glitch is making him blind, making it much harder to hit with those objects. And Mars actually ends the turn with a fanfare. I don't expect that to stay on the field very long with both players being in Dust Cross, so once again, with the Trumpy actually making it into the custom screen, we are likely to have another Dust Cross race on our hands to see who picks up that fanfare and gets to use it as a weapon. Dust Cross race going to Mars again. He's going to use Invis, trigger Ryu's rush, and he's going to counter Ryu's trap with a fast gauge. They're going to trade area grabs, and with Mars countering his and getting his off first. Never mind. Scratch that. Anyway, we got Ryu dropping mines in Mars' field, so Mars is going to have to watch his step in order to not take that 200 damage, because you just don't want that. Another thing you may have seen is that when Mars shot the Trumpy at Ryuzekia, it did not trigger that trap. So what we can tell here is that trap is not anti-damage. Whenever I see a trap that is not anti-damage, usually anti-navi is the first thing I suspect. But this could be anti-sword, this could be element trap. With as many people as we see splashing at recovery 300, this could even be anti-recovery. It's worthwhile to note that that's not bodyguard, because that would appear the same way as anti-damage. But I do suspect that we may soon find out what trap this is. And we're getting a lot of damage from that charged up Wood Dragon and then the Tank Man SP. That's going to bring Mars down to slightly over 300 health, with Ryu at the 1200 and rising from the grass panel. Ryu replacing the trap that he had queued up. So now once he's replaced the trap, it's once again another Wars are filming now, which is bad for now. But Mars is going to have to figure out which trap this is again. Now, generally players will assume that the trap is going to be anti-damage, as Beat takes away the Killer Man. But a lot of times, guessing wrong on an anti-navi can cause you a lot of trouble. You see how powerful this Blast Man is on the graph, 500 damage. Just imagine how devastating this would be if it were turned around by an anti-navi that you didn't scout for. And that is going to be it for Mars. It's going to bring us to 1 game to 1. That Blast Man being White Cat completely erased all of Mars' options for getting back in this game. But there is a game 3, and we are headed there. So these are the kind of matches that are exciting. The ones that go 1-1, and then you have one more for everything. Once again, we've got ice cubes in the back corners. We're probably going to be looking at a Dust Cross race again. I should probably not do this in the morning. I should not be yawning like this. Do pardon me for that. Oh, Ryu deciding he wants no part of the Dust Cross race, going straight into Tomahawk Cross. There's probably going to be some Wood Dragons or High Boomers coming Mars' way. The mine being in T-code tells you that you're probably looking at Wood Dragons at some point during this turn. There's one. There's the Heat Dragon. So you're very likely to see another Dragon Parade at some point during this match. Usually T-code is going to run both Wood Dragons and both Heat Dragons because the combo is quite potent and quite accurate. I was commenting on Protoman SP earlier and Blastman SP. So from Ryuzekia, we are definitely looking at BT Brushfire. The draw to BT Brushfire is when you have B coat of Brushfire, your opponent kind of gets to camp the middle. Your boomers only hit the outside, the grass panels are only on the outside, and therefore, for the most part, if the opponent doesn't want to take Brushfire damage, they just got to stay on the middle panel, and they still got to worry about machine guns, but that's quite a bit less than taking a charged boomer into a fire gate. Also, because of Blastman, they don't have to worry about. So the opponent is very much incentivized to camp the middle against the straight B code. Now T code, you have accurate Brushfire, but you actually just have the dragons. So you don't have a major quantity of Brushfire shenanigans in a T coded folder. So that's what the pool is to playing both B and T for Brushfire. You get all the Brushfire chips you need, and they do not all hit those outside panels, so your opponent doesn't have a luxury of camping. Now the difficulty there is the same difficulty you would always expect when playing multiple codes. Sometimes you don't grab as many chips as you want in a single turn. But yeah, those are your pros and cons to your BT Brushfire. And I haven't actually played that particular archetype yet, so there could very easily be more to it than just what I said, but that's the gist of it. Got Ryuzekia going for a panel grab, and it looks like Mars is locked on those outside panels, so if Ryu wants to go for boomers, it's pretty much open season for boomers. There's a full custom that goes off and brings us to custom screen. That's going to give Mars some time and some options to get out of the situation that he's in. And it looks like he is opting for Bug Thunder as his next Giga. So there's the panel grab to get back to second row. Now the area grab to bring the area back to neutral and give him some wiggle room. That's going to be good for Mars. Next up, he's got the life bar he has to deal with. Very good by Mars using the invis during the invincibility, so that he would not get paralyzed by Rush. Bug Thunder is going to be an answer for the aura if he can drive one of those home. Same with the Golem hit. Sorry, I was blocked. The players were taking a little bit of time getting to their custom screen, and I was sitting there waiting for them to go to custom, and they weren't going to custom, and it faked me out pretty good. But we're going to have Mars going for a wind rack to remove the opposing life bar as well as a life bar of his own. That's going to block the fire hit. Protoman SP is going to take out that life bar. And then there's Boomer's going to trigger the anti-damage. And now we're going to see Mars mashing out those defenses and mashing out that wind rack. Doesn't quite get the wind rack out. Yeah, chances are he just goes to his next set of chips. with him having another win rack on his custom screen. That way he doesn't lose too much tempo there. One thing that seems to be working against Mars is the fast gauge. He's used the Bug Thunder chip, and with gauge being fast, he does not have enough time to use a handful of chips, charge a Bug Thunder shot. See, charging that Bug Thunder took almost the entire turn. He ends up abandoning it for his Giga Chip, which does indeed hit through the trap. This is not an anti-damage. As non-anti-damage, this brings our match pretty down to the wire, and Mars is going to find out that that trap is indeed anti-navi. It's very fortunate for Mars that he wasn't lined up, or maybe, or actually probably Mars already knew it was anti-navi and purposely did not line himself up to take that hit. Mars, between the Recovery 300 and the Meteor Knuckle Giga Chip, choosing the Recovery 300. Still has the trap up. He's basically looking to put himself in as safe a position as possible, as Ryu is down to his last 260 health. Got Ryu definitely thinking hard about what to choose on the custom screen. Mars going into Beast Out. There's the immediate Recovery 300. Got Trap going up from Ryu. Once again, this fast gate not proven to be Mars' friend at all with the Bug Thunder. Once again, they decide to wait to go to the custom screen so that they can use all their chips. This is benefiting Ryu and giving him a chance to take out that anti-damage from Mars. Anti-damages colliding with anti-damages. Trading traps. And now we got Mars going for the finish with Meteor Knuckle. Meteor Knuckle's being traded. And it leaves Ryu with 1 health remaining. And oh, so bad for Mars not getting that last buster shot off. That 1 health from Ryu. It doesn't look like much, but it does represent a chance to come back in this game. As long as your health is greater than 0. And there's the Beast Over. And there's the Brush Fire combo in Beast Over to end the game in favor of Ryu. Such a close match, but this one is going to go to Ryuzekia 2-1. Once again, I thank you all for watching. Excellent games to Mars, excellent games to Ryuzekia, and this will be it for this match. This is Mercury Wings signing out.